Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Connected Church News for leaders of nonprofits, churches, and faith-based organizations. I'm Natchi Lazarus, and this week we have news from Facebook, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, news about reports on revenue and growth from major social media channels, and finally, we look at how Facebook and other social media channels are combating the coronavirus. This is the show where we bring you the top 5 digital and social media news you need to know for this week in less than 5 minutes. Let's get started. Our first big news of this week is about growth reports on major social media channels. YouTube and Facebook made big announcements last week about their growth. First, Google made announcement about its annual YouTube ad revenues. And in 2019, YouTube had an ad revenue of more than $15 billion. And this has grown from $8 billion in 2017, and it became $11 billion in 2018, and now it's $15.1 billion. And it's important as leaders to understand this growth trend in YouTube ad revenues so that you will know where to focus, where people are spending more time, and therefore where you as a nonprofit or ministry needs to spend more time. So YouTube ad revenues, and also Facebook made an announcement about the growth in its daily active users and monthly active users, and now Facebook has 2.5 billion people active on a monthly basis. So monthly active users on Facebook is crossed 2.5 billion people. So I'll link to both the reports, the PDF reports, in the show notes. Do have a look so that you can take strategic decisions based on that. Our next news is about social media channels coming out with steps to arrest misinformation about coronavirus outbreak. During this outbreak, it is important to note that social media has become a big source of news for people. So people go and search on social media for coronavirus related news, and therefore it is good to note that companies like Facebook, Google, and Twitter have come out with their contribution to tackling misinformation. Facebook said it will remove misinformation about the outbreak. Google is going to start displaying information from WHO, and Twitter will move authoritative sources related information to the top of the page when people search for news related to coronavirus. So it's a good trend to see, and good to see the organizations coming forward and taking a step to arrest misinformation. Our next big news is about WhatsApp. As of February 1st, WhatsApp will no longer support millions of smartphones that may be running on older operating systems. So according to the official announcement on WhatsApp, only iPhones running iOS 9 or later, or Android smartphones running version 4.0.3 or later are supported, and of course they have support for a few other operating systems. I will link to the announcement page or the FAQ page in the show notes. Do have a look, because I know many nonprofits, ministry leaders who are listening to me are working in markets where WhatsApp is a major tool of communication. So if you are one of those ministries, you might want to pay attention and make sure that people you communicate with on a regular basis have the updated operating system so that the communication remains smooth. Our next big news is about Facebook. Last week, Facebook released an article on their blog written by the CEO and founder about various privacy tools that they're releasing. And one of the tools that I want to bring to your notice is called Off Facebook Activity Tool. This is a tool that they've been testing for a while, and now they say it's available worldwide. And according to his words, it says other businesses send us, Facebook, information about your activity on their sites, and we use that information to show you ads that are relevant to you. Now you can see a summary of that information and clear it from your account if you want to. So as you can see, people can clear their activity on other websites. So if you are using an ad campaign or a marketing campaign on Facebook that depends on people's visit to other websites, then this is going to impact your campaign. So do have a look. I will link to it in the show notes. He also talks about a few other privacy tools that they are releasing as of last week. Our final news of this week is about Messenger. Last week, Facebook Messenger team made an announcement. They are releasing new tools for parents to have better control over the activity of children in the Messenger Kids app. Messenger Kids app lets children communicate with each other on Messenger, and now parents have a dashboard which will give them more control about what the children are doing, the contacts, the chat, and so on. The trend that I want you to note is how early that kids are starting to adapt the culture of chatting and sending a message and having this private media conversation, which is going to be a major factor in the future of communicating, especially when it comes to nonprofits and ministries. Well, that's all we have for you this week. Thank you for joining me. If you like to dig deeper into any of the stories we talked about, we've got all the source links and details in our news page, nachilazarus.com/news. I'll see you next week with another set of news items. Until then, stay connected, stay blessed. God bless you. Bye-bye.